Hello, and welcome back to the Cooper Villa channel. I'm Scott Cooper, and I'm here with Noah Fisher and Tommy Lazaridis live from his car for Cooper Villa Live European edition. And that's right, we are through to the semi-finals of the Europa Conference League. Emiliano Martinez, the hero in the shootout, the villain in France, and we will be bringing you that and much more after this. Okay, so welcome back to Cooper Villa Live, the midweek edition, the Europa Conference League edition. And yes, Aston Villa are the only British team left in Europe after an unbelievable night of drama in Lille. Yes, going to the game, we had the 2-1 lead at Villa Park. And boy, was this a hard watch, Noah, during the 90 minutes. But it doesn't matter. We got the result. We lost the match 2-1, but we got the goal from Matty Cash at the end that kept us in it, and then it went to penalties, and that's where we should really start, because the hero, again, to sink the French, just like he did at Qatar at the World Cup final, is Emiliano Martinez, the shithousery legend, the pantomime villain, and the Stade Pierre Marois Stadium were absolutely fuming at him, and the Villa end were going absolutely ballistic as we made it through to the semi-finals on penalties.
I mean, Scott, you said a hard watch for 90 minutes. I reckon 120 minutes was a bit harder to watch as well. Wow. Wow. That's what I'm going to say. Like, obviously, the first thing you touched on was, we lost the game 2-1. We kind of gave them what we didn't want, an early goal in the game, so 13 minutes in. But you know what? We dug in when we needed to. I've seen a great video online of Leon Bailey when he came on. He was trying to get everyone's attention, like yelling out, like, hey, like, we've got time, trying to calm everyone down. I think that was really great. He's kind of become a bit of a leader, I guess you kind of say, in that kind of regard. But we'll touch on him a little bit later. But I tell you what, that man, Emiliano Martinez, is the absolute GOAT. What a player.
And when it went to penalties, Tommy, you just knew that we were going to get through. He's just a different gravy when it comes to that sort of pressure. And I think we as a team, Villa, have two guys who, when it comes to mentality monsters that Jurgen Klopp phrased, we've got two mentality monsters. One, Unai Emery in Europe.
Yes.
And the other one is Emiliano Martinez. And in a penalty shootout, when everyone in the crowd absolutely hates him, he just rises to the next level. And
he lives for that shit.
He loved it. And he was giving it back to them. He was dancing. He was shushing them. He was getting – he got 2 yellow cards. I thought – sent off, and then somehow there's this new rule that the cards get wiped before the penalties. I couldn't believe it. It was just, it had everything, that shootout.
I have a feeling he knew that, Scott. Otherwise, I don't think he would have got the second one.
Possibly, but I wouldn't put it past him that he didn't know it.
Yeah, I don't think he did know.
He just loves it so much, He just loves the drama, and he loves being that villain. And I could imagine if you were a Lille fan this morning, you'd be absolutely hating him. But if he's on your side,
I do think. Or have I cut out?
Nah,
you're still going.
Oh, sorry. I saw Scott's mouth had frozen. Sorry, I've just got home. I'm going to put up my scarf in a sec. We're doing it live. We're going in raw, just how I like it. Anyway, sorry for listening. But yeah, so anyway, I do think every Lille fan right now is probably Googling rules regarding a second yellow card and is it actually a sending off or not. Yeah, really interesting times. But there's no man you would want between the sticks more than this guy, to be honest. Yeah, as Kieran Smith just said, he's an absolute troll. He lives for this shit, and rightfully so. Right, saves the first pen of all to save. When he saved that first one, I knew we were going straight through. I said, mate, I'm putting my house on this guy right now. And I think he nearly saved a third one as well. You're watching a live dressing of Tom. This is where I keep the shit hat.
Oh,
it's going on. It's replacing my cap. I will leave my Ralph Lauren hoodie on because I think it's just too much effort now to put on the t-shirt. All right, I got my scarf. All right, sorry, it's a bit of a wardrobe malfunction at the moment. All right, we're set. Up the Villa. Noah, over to you.
Right. This is live TV, and this is what you get when you come to Coup de Villa.
It could be a lot worse.
But we wanted to go live because it was such a great moment, such a historic moment, Noah.
Massive
for
moment.
Villa. First time in a semi-final of a European competition for 41 years. And we've got Olympiacos in that semi-final. That's going to be massive. But for a long time in this match, it didn't look like that was going to be possible. And Lille, to their credit, they're a very good side, very well coached from Paulo Fonseca, who had them pressing us. He had a really good game plan, I think. He was targeting Konsa and Cash whole match. They would sit back when Torres had the ball or when Martinez had the ball, and then when it went to those two, then they triggered the press. And Cash and Konsa, especially in the first hour, sort of 70 minutes of the match, weren't very slick with their passing. McGinn, Tillemans, Douglas Luiz couldn't get on the ball, and we just found it really, really tough all night pretty much. And I mean, the only guy that actually had a shot for us in the whole 90 minutes was Matty Cash. I think he had 3 or 4 shots, and that was it. When that's happening, you're in a bit of trouble. I guess you can spin that two ways. It was either we played poorly and this is really concerning, or we played poorly but we still got through. And that shows the Unai Emery sort of factor.
Nah, big time, Scott. And there's a reason, I guess, while Fonseca was big up on the list of managers that you wanted to be Aston Villa manager. I know you're obviously very stoked we got Emery because he's also a very tactical mastermind. I think he knew our weak points in the side. Cash hasn't played for quite a long time, come back from injury. Cons has been under a bit of pressure, obviously playing right back and been under the pump a little bit. But then there's the mastermind Emery. I think this game we really showed how much we miss Kamara, just a cool, calm figure in the middle of the park, just to I guess dictate terms a little bit more. But
Douglas Luiz was a bit disappointing.
I think everyone
considering he's fresh,
I think
a lot of people
were
saying,
disappointing though, Scott, because I think they said tired legs coming into it. I think a bit of nerves. I'm not too sure, but it's one of those games that you don't care. We won ugly, and it was quite ugly, but we take it and we move on to the semi-final. It's amazing.
I just want to say, sorry, Tommy, just quickly before I forget, I just want to say happy birthday to Jeff Cooper, my dad. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday, Dad, and I hope you're having a good evening tonight. And I think Unai Emery's changes did change the game. Even though we were struggling, Zaniolo gets injured and Rodgers comes in, and I thought Rodgers was actually not too bad, one of the better players in the sort of 90 minutes. Then Leon Bailey comes on, and I thought he made a huge difference for us. Huge difference. And the other one was Duran, who his chaos led to the goal and the equalizer in the tie on aggregate from Matty Cash that took it to extra time. And I thought Duran really put himself about and was impressive and nearly got a winner in extra time as well.
I think you should have given one off to Bailey, to be honest, right? He was a bit erratic and took a shot, Scott, from some of the stuff I was. And also, I'll just backtrack. I'd like to wish my younger brother Matt a happier 30th yesterday. So there you go, Scott. Jeff and Matt are back to back. There you go.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
That's why I just came back from his game. They won a big game. They're top of the table now, clear first. They bet the team who was, I think previously top of the table 2-0 at home. So good win for him. Anyway, so
Excellent. Is this
I said
Stream City?
No, he's left. He's now Brunswick Juventus. He's dropped down a couple leagues, and because he was doing 3 weeknights training and a Saturday night game, now it's 2 weeknights training and a Friday night game. Works better for him, right? Getting old, long story short, happens, Scott. But you know what I've noticed in these. And first and foremost, if anyone ever says Ligue 1 or French league is a farmers league, like this Lille team are a very good side, very dangerous. What they haven't lost at home, I think, since September. And to be honest, they beat us. If it wasn't for aggregate, they beat us at home theoretically, but lost on pens. So tough atmosphere, and this is what good teams do. They grind it out. Good managers are going to figure Villa out, right? It's not. I don't think Fonseca's the first one to attack Cash and Concert. He won't be the last. There'll be other managers that are looking to exploit other loopholes. I know we'll touch on going to Olympiacos, who are a very, very good side. They've got this Brazilian or Portuguese contingency, kind of like the Greek version of Wolves. A very good side. They played a very strong Fenerbahce, got through as well. This is going to be, interesting. It's going to be ugly, and I think we're up for it. So long story short, my question is Martinez playing next game or not? I'm seeing mixed reviews.
Yeah. I've seen things he's missing the game.
Yeah, I've heard he's missing because he got 3 yellow cards technically.
In the
even though they were sort of spread apart or whatever in this whole, one gets wiped or whatever, he's still got the 3 cards, which means he does miss the home leg, which I think actually works out quite well because at least we'll have him for the second leg, which could be penalties again potentially, or and that is the away leg as well, which
that's the tough one.
Yeah, is the one that we're going to be under more pressure. So, I mean, hopefully we can, have a good win in the first leg and, go into that second leg with a bit of a buffer. But if not, we got Emmy back in that second leg and we can, hopefully he can, save some goals.
Joe Gauci debut. That's all I'm going to say.
I was going to say that's it. Oh, there you go. So, Mr. Black Diamond 08, and I think Marine Boy just pointed out it. So, Mr. Black Diamond 08 just said so he's injured, but Marine Boy's comment, that's actually really true, right? Like this Lille looked fresh. They looked a lot more energized, and we just came off the back of the Arsenal win. Yes, it was a great win, but it took a lot out of us, and I also think Dougie's been quite poor, to be honest, the last run of games. It was even before the suspension, Scott. So I don't know if his mind is potentially in the ejection window now for Villa. He knows he's playing well. He probably knows there will be bits for him. Maybe there's dialogue happening behind closed doors that we're not exposed to. But I think he's been off. But, Lille really battered us. They did. And, I think just Duran, that chaos, as I call it, is kind of like Dustin Brown, that tennis player. He goes by the term organized chaos, right? You just don't know what to expect. He's erratic, and that's what we needed, to be honest. This was the perfect game for Duran. I thought he really done well. And let's not forget, the guy's only 20. He's actually built like a beast. He's got pace. He's got so much he's going to learn. Yeah, there's a lot you think you'd know by that age. But 10 years ago, I knew jack shit at 20. And that's probably where he's at. And I'd really take my hat off to Duran and also the penalty takers. Incredible penalties, right? Like Bailey's was just unfortunate. He picked the side, hit it with pace. Their keeper was probably man of the match, to be honest.
Yeah, no, he had a good game and pulled off some good saves, especially that one from Dougie in extra time.
The header,
After Bailey had the initial shot, it comes out to Douglas Luiz. You're just thinking, stick that anywhere on target. It's a goal. And not only to get a hand to it, but to be able to flick it over the bar like he did, that's one of the best saves I've seen maybe all season. So at that point, you start thinking, is this going to be our day? But, look, I've always got faith. And I knew if we could get it in that and the momentum would shift and would go back onto Lille in extra time, if we could take it to extra time. And that's exactly what happened. I thought we were the better team in extra time, even though we were absolutely dog shit for the first 80 minutes of the match, right? We sort of came into it. They stopped pressing in extra time because they were spent because they'd been pressing the whole match and really putting a lot of energy into the game. And we were sort of trying to play a bit more of a low key sort of measured build up sort of tempo. And in the end, I think we had more energy than them in extra time, which was surprising considering we played on Sunday and they didn't.
Agreed.
Look, there's two things I want to get to because I think if there are any Lille fans watching, they're going to be asking for that we talk about this. And there's two moments. The goal for Cash, was it a foul on the goalkeeper? Because a lot of people.
Well,
I think if it happened against Villa, I'd be a bit fuming, but it's how the referee determines it, Scott, and he determined it as a coming together. I think if the goal's ruled out, it's not overturned.
Yes.
It's given. So
I agree. I think that Duran isn't trying to foul their player; he's trying to back in, right?
And win the
which
ball.
is different. And the goalkeeper doesn't have to come there. He doesn't have to come over the top of his man like he does.
Agreed. Agreed.
And he can do better. If he does come, like he's got to take the ball, right? He could punch it. He's got lots of different options there, right? And he decides to come. And when he does, and his players I don't think it's a foul on the defender. And even though, just because the defender gets in the goalkeeper's way, that doesn't mean it's a foul on the goalkeeper, in my opinion. So I think that was a goal, right? But there was another one, and it was the handball by Matty Cash. And on that one, I think we got away with it because I think that was a handball. And if that happened to us, I'd be screaming for a penalty. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna keep quiet.
I'm going to keep quiet. No, sometimes you get the rub of the green, sometimes you don't.
Why are we opening Pandora's box here, Scott? Fuck them.
Well, what do you guys think in the comments? Do you think it was a penalty, a handball? Or do you think it was a foul on the goalkeeper? Because we should talk about these things because all the neutral pundits I've been listening to all day on podcasts and things, most of them have been saying it was a foul on the goalkeeper and it was a penalty. So I don't know.
Well, that's why they're pundits and not coaches, Scott. They get paid for opinions. Also, I'd like to take my hat off to the Lille fans. I think they're an absolute wild bunch. What an atmosphere they created, and it was a great place to be. Whether we win or lost, obviously, it was we're quite fortunate to walk away with the win there and our limbs intact. But what a place to be. Owen would have been buzzing in the crew.
Absolutely. I saw a hilarious meme of like a massive armored car and someone just saying, this is Emiliano Martinez trying to leave France,
that's true. I don't think he'd be walking the streets after the game. That's for sure.
Nah.
Get him on the first plane out of there.
Just get him out of there.
Private jet, man. Private jet.
Oh my God! Because he must be public enemy number one in France right now. After the World Cup final, and now that he's just got this way of just sinking the French, and we love it. We love to see it.
Absolutely love it.
So confident, such a, he just gets in the other player's head. The penalties take his head, and he those saves were massive. They weren't bad penalties. Maybe the second save wasn't the greatest penalty, but the first save, that was in the corner and he picked it out.
That was insane.
Fantastic save. Great stuff. Look, and the home fans the away fans, like the Villa fans, were great. We've seen the videos of Villa on tour, and Noah, this might be a good time to show Owen's video. He sent us another video like last time. So let's have a little look of what the atmosphere was like at Lille. So as you can see there, that was the end of the game when the players ran over after the celebrations. And let's just say the Lille fans and the Villa fans were having a good go at each other. I'm sure that was going on for
they were all day, I believe.
Yeah, for the whole match, and even before kickoff. But it's harsh on them, and I'm sure they're devastated. We saw a few kids crying in the crowd and all that sort of thing, which it's just part of football. But it was great from our point of view, and what a weekend, or what a couple of nights that would have been over there in Lille, drinking in the town square and soaking up that atmosphere.
Emery won't be going to the south of France on his holidays anymore. That's a good one, Scotty, UK. I like it.
No, he won't.
But also, I think Emery's last 2 games, he's earned his money, right? Like, these are not easy games at all. This is where good teams make it or break it. And I think he's certainly proving a lot of his doubters wrong. Fuck me, I hope we beat Bournemouth, because if we don't, then it's back to square one kind of shit again, right?
And we really need to get 4th now for Champions League, seeming how the coefficients have gone.
Yeah, the coefficient is gone.
Coefficients are one thing, and every other fucking English team in a European competition, we're the only one flying the England flag.
That's it, amazing. Yeah. I know. And look, long may it continue. I mean,
long may.
The other semi-final is Fiorentina versus Bruges, which is another couple of interesting teams. Fiorentina have a very attacking coach, similar to a Fonseca type or a De Zerbi type in Italiano, and they're a very interesting team. And if they're probably my tip to make the final from the other side of the bracket, and if we get through Olympiacos and meet them, it's going to be a fun final. I'll tell you that, because we saw them against West Ham in the Europa Conference League final last year, and a lot of people thought they were the better team in that match. And West Ham scored the 89th minute winner with Jared Bowen, and kind of on the counter attack, the David Moyes style counter attack, 30% possession, and just use Bowen and Paquetá and these guys to sort of counter attack and nick it at the end. So this isn't done, and I think this match against Lille shows that people think the Conference League is just like, I don't know, like the Papa John's trophy or something, like, but it's not. It's, these are proper teams with huge histories and European experience. That just showed yesterday, and Lille gave us a proper game.
Absolutely. And I completely agree with what Lance's saying here. I think it'll mean so much more if we get top 4 than relying on 5th. I mean, getting top 4 is so special.
Anything earned is always better than gained. Remember that.
Exactly. So,
yeah. But wow, what a time to be a Villa fan! What a time to be a Villa fan! An unreal week.
Huge week.
I saw my mate. I saw one of the opposition coaches tonight. He was at my brother's old club, Hume City. Scott, huge Arsenal fan. Halil, shout out to you and congrats on your little daughter. So anyway, I saw him. He goes, "Don't you fucking come and talk EPL to me." Straight away, he knew what I was going to say. I got him on Instagram, and all I've been doing is posting Arsenal shit.
That's it. My favorite meme after that game was the Arteta choke meme with the artichoke just with Arteta's face on it. That was great.
Arteta choke.
Yeah, and look, they obviously haven't had a good week, and they didn't do us a favor against Bayern, getting soundly beaten in that match, and Man City going out.
Oh yeah, Bayern smacked them. You know who's looking good in the Europa League? Sorry, Scott. I was going to say Atalanta. They play great football with Scamacca. They tore Liverpool apart.
Well, this is the thing. You see, Gasparini, who's the manager there, he's like the sort of father, if you like, the godfather, and the guys like Italiano at Fiorentina and De Zerbi, and these guys have sort of taken his playing style, if you like, and their own twist. So, Atalanta are a very similar team to what we might face in the final if we get Fiorentina.
No, you've got a little lover here, MJ Drawser. Yeah, who's that, your mate?
Good friend of mine, Mark. So thanks. He's a United fan. So thanks.
Is that the one you said you? Is that the one you said you kissed his sister or something? Oh, that's a different Mark.
Yeah, definitely. No, same Mark. Yeah, definitely.
Maybe it's Mark. Maybe it's Mark you kissed. Oh, one of the two. Well, nice to meet you, Mark.
Is he the one that came over to Perth? No.
Is he going to come for? Is he going to come for a steak? No. Is he going to come for a steak?
Good. Mark, is Mark invited for a steak?
Mark, let's go for a steak. We'll leave Noah out. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we can talk about Man United and their, we'll give you some tips for the Europa Conference League next season, because that's probably.
Well, I don't have a sister. Well, your mum will do. Whatever. It's all good.
Oh dear. All right. Well, moving on. Can you go back to one of Scotty UK's comments about Diaby? Because I think this is a good
Of course
point,
I can.
He had a bit of a disappointing match, and there is a bit of a question. What is the best solution here? Because Diaby has been starting and Bailey's been coming off the bench and doing a good job. And do we start Bailey for the Bournemouth game, or do we keep him as that impact player off the bench? What do you guys think about that?
I think we need Diaby needs to find form, and I think the only way he's going to do that is by playing games. I think Bailey's been unbelievable as an impact player of recent weeks, seeming how much he's played as well. I think just
go with what works. I mean, like the way I look at it is I'm sure Diaby's probably disappointed with his performance, right? The last thing he wants to do is get benched. So I think he'll come out and play quite well. Thank God it's Bournemouth. Not that they're an easy side, but I think if it was a tougher team with a tougher fullback, he probably would have struggled again. So I think we go with Diaby again, with Bailey coming off as an impact. Maybe even bring him on at half, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm liking the impact sub of Bailey. I think it's working well, and
it's working. Really well.
if you're a left fullback and you've been putting up with Diaby for 60 minutes, and then Bailey comes on fresh, that must be an absolute nightmare, you know. And is
Zaniolo still fit? Where's Zaniolo at with his injury?
He picked up an injury. I don't know what.
I know Moreno's
to be like
out.
a hip injury. Yes, Moreno is out for 3 weeks with a hamstring injury, which is a bit of a shame.
A baby cow injury, Scott. Calf.
Yeah. Oh, is it calf? Is it?
Yeah, a baby cow.
I like it. No, I like it. You dirty boy.
But Digne's been playing quite well there, so I'm not too worried about that one. But Zaniolo, I was really impressed with his game against Arsenal, and I thought, he was going to have another big game here, and if he's injured, that is a real blow for me, because I think that left side of the front three has been a bit of an issue. We've tried quite a few people there, and no one's really taken their spot. I mean,
no, not at all.
Bring back.
Maybe Rodgers could fit in there. And
I wouldn't mind Rodgers back in, to be honest.
Because we've got, McGinn, Louise. Louise will miss the Bournemouth game. That'll be his second game of his suspension. So someone will have to come in for Dougie Louise. It's going to be interesting to see what Unai Emery does for Bournemouth, and who's fit and who's a bit sore and who's a bit wounded. Because it was a tough game. They kicked the hell out of us at times, and we kicked the hell out of them. And there was there was one other big thing that I wanted to get onto, because before I forget, and that was the referee. I've got his name here. What was his name?
Pierre Facuit, I think his name.
Ivan Kruzalik. And
he can Kruzalik my ball.
Yeah, he was awful, wasn't he? He was absolutely terrible.
A few comments about the ref here as well. So yeah, definitely.
Who's the one that said it? Maybe it was on YouTube. Someone's like, this guy. I shouldn't laugh. Like, this guy loves wanking in the mirror. It was so true. He just took control of the game. Let it flow.
Exactly. It was one of these referees that wanted to make it about him, and it spoils the game. There was a couple early where I think Zaniolo or Rodgers went through and got tugged back, and there wasn't yellows, and then we did it like 5 minutes later, and we get the yellow. It was just inconsistent. It was kind of just unneeded, and it was stop-start, and it was I mean, obviously the game, there was a lot of tension on the game, and those games can happen where it's just a bit nasty and a bit kind of stop-start. But the ref didn't help at all.
Not at all. No. Unfortunately, some refs get that big ego and just like to control the game where they think they can. And look, it does affect it. It affects how the game flows. It kind of affects everything about the game. But look, it is what it is. We got the win. We move on. That's all I can say about some of those shocking decisions. And
I agree with Lance here. There was one where, Zaniolo, he got rugby tackled for nothing for it. And then he was kind of jostling with the guy, pushed him over, and he gets the yellow. It was completely inconsistent. And, we complain about the refs in the Premier League every week, but some of these
guys are worse. Do you reckon there's fixing involved, Scott? Like, I don't know. I do believe there's some sort of favoritism for the home side all of a sudden.
Look, I think sometimes maybe, they want to make a bit of a story, some referees, and the story would be Villa getting eliminated, that. But I don't know. I mean, I think fixings, people that say that, you got to have proof to sort of put that forward. I don't like people that just say, every World Cup's always fixed and these kind of things because
I don't know.
Football's a weird game, but
sometimes it's just blatantly obvious almost, right? Speaking of all, what were we paying to win? We've got a bunch of degenerate gamblers in our forums and pages. Can any of you let us know, please? And did you hit your multi? We are not sponsored. This is not financial advice. It's just curiosity.
This is something I want to touch on. The Scotty UK put in is the Frimpong video, the circulating on social media.
In the top. Yes.
Yeah. He was wearing a Moussa Diaby shirt, obviously a former teammate of his.
Yes, but
I would love us to sign Frimpong, but after winning the Bundesliga, tell you what, Diaby and
there is
Bailey,
talk that they have to sell one. And they don't want to sell. They don't want to sell Florian Wirtz.
Yes, they want to sell probably Frimpong. But I'll tell you, if we got him, unbelievable.
Yeah, that would be.
He's
good.
Insane, and he can defend.
He can, and he can attack.
Like that is insane, and that's a pretty good deal.
Look, it would. I'd go for it, but
they're like our feeder club all of a sudden. Leverkusen, Bayer Villekusen, where they can call themselves. We will pay. There we go. I think they paid about $2.70 or $270 for the win.
No, I think it's $2.70.
$2.70.
But that means we are like that's to win the match. So it would have been different to go through, not to win the tie.
So Lille would have paid fuck all. I thought we'd be like $3-4.
Interesting. But
there you go. Scotty UK, the ref performance should definitely be investigated. Yeah, at least one Scotty agrees with me.
Look, he was definitely awful, but I wouldn't go as far to say that he was on the take, but maybe, it's happened before. And
key decisions not being given, the away side's paying a decent amount more and wins all of a sudden.
I would say if he was on the take, he probably would have given a handball for cash, right? So
no, but we're paying, well, yeah, for them, but maybe because we're paying more. Who knows? Maybe he had his own multi.
Who knows?
We'll already have about 5 new recruits for next season with the injured players coming back. That's so true. That's a great segue, Lance. Thank you.
Unbelievable. Can you imagine us with Tyrone Mings, Kamara, Buendia? I mean,
Buendia.
He's almost like the forgotten man. Like in
Ramsey,
yeah. They're legitimately 5 starters there.
Yeah. Big
And,
time. As much as Tommy thinks
I saw it. No, I saw. Yeah, he's 100%. Diaby, Ramsey plus cash for Growley shouldn't. I don't know. They can throw another freebie or something.
The real question is, Tommy, have you bought your Watkins shirt? Because we're recording this on a Friday night, and on Monday morning Australia time, Sunday UK, you're buying a Watkins shirt anyway. You may as well buy it now.
Is it on special?
Big call.
Doesn't matter. He's scoring his 20th goal.
He's scoring.
You're jumping the gun, are you?
He's scoring. He will score his 20th goal against Bournemouth.
I also had a dream, and I'm not one to place a bet, but I had a dream that we won 5-3. It doesn't make sense because we won 5-3, but Watkins got a hat trick, but Nzogbia got a hat trick, but we only won 5-3. So I'm going to back the score. Yeah, weird dream. I know.
I wanted to do
so Ollie's in my dreams now, just so you guys know. You've really traumatized me now.
Well, that is disturbing, but look, at least it wasn't like a sexual fantasy or something like that. At least it was.
It was late. That was later on. That was dream number 2.
All right.
Anyway, go on. We digress.
Okay, so can you name our last penalties, wins or losses?
Last penalties, like shootout.
Yeah, we've had
Yeah, I can name one more recently.
Me too.
Can we name it now?
Okay. Yeah.
The West
let's
Brom.
see how many. You can
The West
name.
Brom in the playoffs.
Yep.
And then it'd be Mark Bosnich's specials against Tranmere.
Yep.
Against Tranmere. Yeah, that's there probably. And then obviously.
Also, I know we're talking about Villa. Were there a lot of penalty games that went to penalties last night, or was it just me? Half of the games went to pens.
That's because the away goals has been taken away. That's
I think it's the away goals is taken away though.
No, I don't like it. I want the away goals back. To be honest.
So we would have technically gone through.
No, it would have been a draw on away goals.
Okay, so it was against Lille, right? And you mentioned West Brom in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned Tranmere. So there's a few more. There's
more
one
recently.
There's one that we lost in 21-22.
A penalty shootout.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Everton.
Does anyone in the chat remember our last penalty shootout before the Lille match was against who?
I don't.
It was 21-22. It was in the EFL Cup.
Yeah, okay. So we lost to Stoke?
No.
Was that the season
game
before?
Was 1-1.
Yeah, good stuff, Tommy.
Does anybody?
Sorry, I'm just trying to fix my earbud and I got to itchy ear.
Yeah, we could hear
Does anybody remember our last penalty shootout in the chat? Come on, write it in.
Oh, this is going to kill me. This is going to absolutely... Because I remember we lost to Stoke 21-22. So that was the first season with fans back?
It was the third round of the EFL Cup.
So were fans back for this?
There were fans in, yeah.
So it wasn't the Stoke, obviously.
And
the season after that, we played Barrow.
Someone scored his first goal for... Oh, not his first goal for Villa. Sorry. But he scored a good header. It was a headed goal.
So in that season...
what's his name? Green.
No, not Green.
I give up.
Yeah, can we have clues?
Clues.
Your mum wants a clue. Just saying.
It was a London club, and we were away from home.
So in that season, we beat Barrow.
Yep. And then what happened?
Lost.
Chelsea.
Yes, it was.
Away.
Chelsea 1-1. Cameron Archer scored. And then we lost 5-4 on penalties.
He's got a hat trick the cup game before.
Can you name who missed the penalties? We missed 2 penalties on that night.
I think Ashley Young missed one.
Correct.
And
the other one plays for another Premier League team now.
Another Premier League team now.
Who did we piss off? Jack Grealish.
No, nope. He wasn't at the club.
He scored his. No,
Jack Grealish didn't play for us.
No, he scored his against West Brom when I was looking.
Yeah. Who else missed? Ashley Young. Oh, Archer probably.
Nah, Marvelous Nakamba.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and the other ones are in the League Cup 09-10. We beat Sunderland.
Yeah.
And the semi-final of the FA Cup 99-2000, we beat Bolton Wanderers 4-1 on penalties at Wembley. And we beat Tranmere, like you said, and we also beat Inter in the UEFA Cup 94-95 on penalties. And that was the famous one where Phil King scored the winning penalty and Bozza saved a couple in that one, I'm pretty sure. And it wasn't on this list, but when we spoke about it in one of the groups the other day or today, Neil Mould, shout outs to Neil, said that we beat Wimbledon in the FA Cup once on penalties as well. So, no, we lost to them on penalties. So we've only lost twice on penalties and won 6 times. So we got a pretty good record on penalties overall.
Yeah, we have a pretty good record. We have a pretty good keeper as well on them.
Well, we've got a lot of people listing some old Villa players in the chat.
Who we got here?
Right. Well, yeah, you're all wrong.
Adama, Wesley, Carnegie, Milner.
There's a few good ones in there.
Yeah.
Steve 24/7. That's a new one.
I find interesting about the European games, Scott, and I guess it can be a segue. I got a couple more videos from Owen. Is that the away fans get locked in the stadium for bit of time,
Yep.
I believe, to get the home fans out. And the Villa fans
There's
are just
that net.
absolutely loving it. It's the net as well. But they get locked in
Yeah.
there for, like, I don't know how long. I think it was maybe an hour or something after the game. But you just want a penalty shootout. Everyone's absolutely buzzing. And just, I'll play a couple of videos from Owen.
Yeah, do it.
That's why I'm on
Not the shower one.
But there's a couple. We'll start with the first one here.
You can hear us singing from Sunset Park.
And I think my
It's
personal
crazy.
favourite chant of the year would have to be this one coming up.
Oh my Lord. Watching there on a Thursday night. The Blues are watching because the fog is shite. What a feeling, what a...
Oh, what unbelievable scenes there.
So good.
In Lille. I wish I was there. That was fantastic. Look, I just want to the last time, just going back to this Chelsea penalties that we lost. The last time we had a penalty shootout, I just want to call out the name of the team because it's funny.
Oh, it's a lot of young players.
Steering goals, Ashley Young, Courtney Hawes, Twanzebe, Cash at the back, Nakamba and Sanson and Buendia in the middle, with El Ghazi, Traore, and Cameron Archer up front. Unbelievable how far we've come.
Do you remember why Steer was in goal that game?
No.
I think it was something to do with the quarantine stuff still when Emmy went to
Yes.
duties.
That's why Mings didn't start. Mings didn't start in all of them.
I don't know if that's to do with that, but I know that Emmy was, I think he was in Argentinian duties. And he missed the Premier League game, maybe, too. I don't remember.
Yeah, because, okay.
Has Martinez been with us from the championship? Fuck.
No. He was, he came the first
second
year,
season
in the Premier League.
Lockdown
Yeah.
Never forget El Ghazi. Who said that?
We had Pepe Reina the first year we came out. Remember that?
Pepe
Who
Reina
said
I met Pepe Reina. He's a legend.
But that
who said that?
One of the most
who's KM Gart, whatever. I said, never forget El Ghazi. We forget how much he's done for this club, and he still speaks great things of the Villa. That's just a testament to what the club is, right? You know, and he was actually, I remember when we signed him, he had a very promising career at Ajax. Was a lot slimmer, and then he got a bit fat, not gonna lie. But anyway, guys, he's still doing well. I think he's playing in Holland, if I'm correct.
I think he got released.
He got in trouble for some things he tweeted.
Yeah,
yes, you're right. Well, it's not some things he tweeted. He tweeted what he stands for, and to be honest, if that's what your beliefs are, I'm all for that. You know, I tell anyone that. Don't. You know.
Yeah. He's always been a guy, you know, that stood up for himself, and that's all fine. But the club didn't agree, and they
how stupid was Arsenal to let Martinez go? Yeah, and Emery as well. They gave us a buy one get one free. Buy one get one free.
And that,
I'll go off.
And Callum Chambers. We love Callum Chambers too.
Mate, he's a utility. He's done his trade for Villa. Don't worry.
He's done. No,
Is Horse still with the club, or have we let him go?
Yeah. No, he actually is, because he put on his Instagram story him training at Bodymoor Heath, but he's had some bad knee injuries, I believe, over.
Yeah, when was it that time he scored a goal? I think, and he doesn't get many runs, and he just he goes,
at Old Trafford.
He goes, I'm there when they need us. He's an absolute bull, honestly. Like, good on him. Like, good on these guys for still training and doing what they need to.
Yeah, even
though
though
it must be hard.
This is a bit of a random digression, but I do know this. My brother's a big NFL fan. In the NFL, every club has a team that gets paid professional wages and all that. Their job is to train against the starting team.
Yeah, right.
So they're like this separate team, and they play the main team, and they do their own training. They train as a group, but they've got nothing to do with the main team.
Yeah, right.
So they're not like reserves or anything. They never.
No. They're specifically there for like training. Now they just get paid a wage, right? It's not mega bucks, but that's their job. Pretty cool.
I guess the reserves in football do a similar thing, but they actually.
But they're young kids, though. I think that's right.
Yeah, and they can play if there's injuries or whatever. Yeah. Yeah,
that's right. But I think they'd normally be younger, the youth. Speaking of which, are we tying down Rory Wilson? Because it seems like he's a real prospect. And
when Fabrizio Romano tweeted, I'm pretty sure he was going to be tied down, but I don't know. There's been nothing on that yet, to be fair, Tommy. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully we do, because he's meant to be an absolute superstar.
Well, why is he not sniffing around the first team, mate? You know, I feel like young forwards are a rarity these days.
I mean, he's 16, 17.
He knows where the back of the net is, Noah. Harlan was playing fucking 16, 17, Red Bull, Salzburg.
When Hepburn Murphy was meant to be our future legend at 16?
Yeah, but no, future legend. No. Future legend and just hyped up youngster are two different things, right?
Yeah,
okay, well, look at Louis Barry, you know.
Delfonso was a legend in the making. My Villa players always have a heart for the Villa McGrath, claret and blue blood. Robbie, I agree with you. Don't know what you're talking about, but I agree.
What do you say?
Paul McGrath's always on Twitter, bigging up the Villa, and you know, he's an absolute legend. Look,
he's a legend.
I think we should probably move on to the Bournemouth predictions. And, you know, did we do them the other day?
I think we did.
I am revising my Nostradamus pick to 5-3 Villa.
5-3 Villa. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. I think
Solanke hat trick.
I think I said 3-1 Villa, and I'll stick with that.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 professional win.
What do you guys think in the chat? What do you think for
predictions?
Bournemouth? Do you think we'll keep riding this wave for the rest of the season, or you know, could the Thursday night game mean that we're a bit off it on
ride the
Sunday?
wave? Villa Park will be absolutely pumping.
Bad.
It will be. I think.
You saw what a small. Go on, Scott.
I think that win against Lille really helps our top four chances because, you know, it just keeps the positivity going. It keeps the dream alive. Top four, Champions League, and a trophy this season. I mean, we're getting close, boys. We're getting close. You know,
it's not long to go.
If that is how it works out, then Unai Emery, just build him the statue right now.
100%.
Yeah.
I got to say, Scott, we got a lot of people in here at the moment on all different platforms.
Yeah,
and just give a big shout out. It's unbelievable to see. So, if you,
I've seen a few new ones. Hey, we've got some new ones. Let me have a quick skim. Steve 24/7. Haven't seen you. KM Gar.
Yeah,
it's great to see.
Robbie, big Robbie.
Our home form. He's right.
Definitely.
The home form has been a little bit shaky since Christmas, and we need to sort of, you know, get it back on track. But right, I think this is the perfect opportunity.
Look at what a travelling contingency. You know, there was an uproar from our fans. A small contingency travelling to Lille. Imagine what a packed Villa Park's going to do. And I think the Lille win just solidifies the win against Arsenal. It wasn't luck. And Lille are a great side. You almost don't know what to expect with these European giants. And they've won the French league as well, right? Like, they're not shit at all.
Absolutely.
Recently they did. And they got your favourite striker in Jonathan David.
Yeah.
They're always sort of in amongst the top four. And
people are saying we should sign their winger. Who was their winger? Was it 15 or 18? Everyone's saying we should sign their winger.
Goodmanson? Is he?
I think so.
Yeah. He's good, and they've got a few different ones like Cabela and the guy that used to play for Man United, Gomez. He seems
Angel
like
Gomez, good player.
Yeah,
good player.
You know, so he won the Euros with Jacob Ramsey in the under-21s for England in the summer. So
Lille may get Champions League next season. There you go, Kieran Smith. Great call.
We'll get him in the groups. Imagine that.
Yeah, that would be great to play them again.
Martinez goes back there.
Mate, they're going to be they're definitely bringing weapons, their fans, to the game.
Well, I'm not sure if you saw the video of us, like the Villa fans, Villa players running to the Villa fans. They were throwing a lot of stuff. They were throwing a bit of stuff on the ground. So it's the
Lille fans or the Villa fans?
Yeah. Which one do you think, mate? We had a massive net in front of ours. We weren't getting anything.
Yeah, but
we weren't getting anything.
Look, thanks again for all your support. These live videos have been doing really well. The last one against Arsenal went absolutely bonkers. We had lots of views on all different platforms. Remember, you can watch on Twitter or X. Is that right? No, we're on Facebook and YouTube, of course, which is the main go-to. And you guys are like a Coupe de Villa family. So spread the word, hit the like.
Post goes up before our lives, a few hours, maybe 6 hours before the lives. We try to put a post up. So check all the media platforms and know if we're going live or not. But normally we are. We weren't going to go live tonight because of the result. I thought we had to do.
Yeah,
so.
we had to.
Yeah.
We absolutely had to.
Couldn't not.
And once the video goes up, if you want to put a comment on the actual video in the YouTube section and not just the live chat, that really helps us out too. So that's fantastic. Spotify's back up and working after
Muhammad Adam.
Yeah, a few issues. But, the Arsenal episode's up there. You can listen to that. And this one will be going up tonight just as we finish. So keep an eye on that.
And we're also on Pornhub. So if you type in French getting plowed by English powerhouse, you'll see the video there.
Well, that's it. Emi Martinez bathing in French tears again. Look, thanks, guys. It's been amazing. We'll be back after Bournemouth and up the Villa, and let's get 3 points at Villa Park on Sunday. Up the Villa. See you.
Up the Villa.